Excellent connection. We are out. Okay, there we go.
You lemoned the.
Oh, shit.
What?
Got to feel in heaven when my lover's near. Lord, let this moment last for another year. Though today has ended, the night's still young, I'd say. Lover, don't go away. Let it be the thing that I am longing for. Let's fly out from Manhattan to the California shore, just to watch the ships at night on the San Francisco Bay. Oh, lover, please, please stay. Don't say you have to go. Don't say you need to run. Stop the clock on Central Station and we can have a drink downtown. Let it be the night that I am longing for. Let's fly down south to Austin or to Ecuador, just to drink pina colada on a hot, wet summer's day. Oh, lover, please, please stay. Yeah!
Welcome to Stir Crazy Sancassette. I'm the Divine Danny D.
I am Elle Diabloe.
And this is our seventh? Or seventh?
Or septième? Were you trying to
I was going to do Bilang and I always get confused.
It's okay. I spend most of my life confused. It's fine.
How's it going? How is everybody today? We just want to welcome everybody in here. I see a few people coming in already.
Do we have some people?
We have some people on the feed already.
How you doing? Say hi if you're around so we can we can salute you.
Yeah, we got a few people coming in. Oh yeah, this is all looking very good. I'm trying a few things.
You're changing some stuff up. And
yes, changing a few things up. We're trying to see how this works.
Know me, I don't do technology, so this is totally freaking me out.
Yeah, so this is our seventh episode. This is our episode entirely devoted to the Breakfast Club. The great John Hughes, may he rest in peace, created one of the greatest teenage films that was made for my generation, but I think translates to every single generation that's ever come along. And this whole episode is devoted to that.
The whole episode?
The whole episode.
The whole episode. Minus,
a few things.
A few fun treats that we have for you.
Wow. Yeah, so we have, today is going to be, the reason why we say that is, sorry, I'm getting confused, the billion things. I'm trying a few new things out here today, and...
bear with us, be patient.
It's going to, I think it's going to work.
Have a drink.
We have a drink. So today, because it's our Breakfast Club episode, the whole show is devoted to breakfast.
Breakfast. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
Let's mock me some more.
No, I looked down and you had trousers on, and
I do.
It confused me.
I do.
Are you doing your best bender?
I am. Honey, I've been a bender for longer than you've ever known. But I think I'm so excited because to me, not only do I love this movie, but I also absolutely love breakfast.
It's true.
I can eat breakfast 24 hours a day. It is my favorite thing. Give me some eggs, give me some pancakes, give me some waffles, give me an omelet.
An omelet?
Oh.
See, and it's funny, like my parents used to do they'd get really excited about eggs for dinner, and I never got excited about eggs.
You're not a
to
big
me, like,
eggs person, though.
I'm funny about eggs. We have a weird relationship. Me and
Please
the eggs.
go in depth.
For real?
Yeah.
There was like a chunk of time in my life where I didn't eat eggs because it bothered me when I sat down and thought about what the egg actually was. I was kind of like, I don't want to eat that.
I'm just realized we didn't turn that off and on.
That's not okay. And it's fully fine. And now I eat eggs. But I get to a point with eggs where I could be eating and eating and eating, and my body goes, nope, that's enough.
No?
No more eggs.
But if you have to have eggs any way, what is your favorite way to have it? Poached eggs?
Poached eggs.
Is that just, is there like...
No, I'm not, I don't...
Not like a cheesy scramble?
No.
Oh, really?
Because I get a little bit, again, I get really weird with my eggs. I don't understand. We're all weird about something.
Yeah.
But I don't like hard yolk, which is why I don't like deviled eggs, and I don't like egg salad. So I like a runny yolk. So I'm either
runny yolk.
A runny yolk. So a soft runny, which technically is probably grosser when you think about it.
No, I like it.
Now I've just talked myself out of eating eggs.
No, I love a good runny yolk.
But it's good. It's like, psh.
Yeah. But today, though eggs are here and going to be used, we are not doing an eggs dish. We decided we want to do a cocktail and a drink, cocktail and an appetizer, but with a breakfast theme to it.
Oh, would you serve this as like a appy? Like if people were coming over?
I think it's a nice. It's like a little brunch thing. If you have an entree to a main course
of brunch.
Yeah, just a nice little thing. Or it's really good for children who are alcoholics too. But what we're going to be making,
so perplexing.
What we're going to be making is little waffle dippers, so little waffle sticks. That you're going to dip into, basing it on the apples and waffles.
We got some. Sorry.
Hey, what's going on?
Sorry, I saw tech things happening over there.
Mute
Choppy,
Chef
apparently.
Dewey. I have Chef Dewey. Why is he actually showing up? Hang on, bear with me for a second, folks. I'm really sorry.
I wonder if it's choppy because of our new tech.
It may be
microphones.
It might be a little bit. I'm going to fix this in 1 sec. I have to.
Here, I'm going to give a shout out to Divine Mummy D, who sent us some mics, but we're trying them out, and I was trying to do my best Ali Sheedy, but the scarf might have to go.
How is that? Is everybody getting it better now? Is there any two? It's choppy for everybody.
Anyone?
I want to see what it's like. I wonder.
Sorry, guys.
Demute Chef Dewey. How do you demute somebody?
I don't. These are all
That's a
words.
Weird sentence weird thing to ask me. Keep talking to lovely people.
I'm going to keep talking. I hope it's
why.
not choppy or annoying.
I have everybody is muted. I don't know what's going on.
This is very perplexing to both of us, but yeah. So how's week umpteen whatever in quarantine going for everyone? Anybody learn a new skill this week? Revive a old skill this week? Anybody just said, screw it, I'm pouring myself cocktails at 9:30 a.m. this week? All of those are valid things, I think, really. Who am I to judge? Who is anyone to judge? That's it. There's your little sermon moment for this week's episode. But yeah, I'm super excited. We have some really groovy segments for you tonight. And we're going to make this dish. It might need to be modified if you don't have a waffle iron. Dan and I have been trying very hard to not bring in super fancy kitchen equipment or stuff that's not widely available in everybody's house. If you have a waffle iron, you're going to use it tonight. If you don't have a waffle iron, get yourself a frying pan. It's going to be a little bit different. But the principle of la patente is going to be the same thing.
Yes. So, sorry. Hopefully we've got that fixed. People are saying it's okay for them. Some people are saying it's choppy. Some people are saying it's fine. So I don't know. Personally, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's their fault.
It might just be because you're drinking too much.
Exactly.
Or not enough. Maybe you're just not drinking enough.
Is the rest of the world choppy outside when you live? You may have a murder hornet in your ear. Anyways, so we had about the waffles.
Sorry, I had a moment of robot, and I thought we were going to honor that, but never mind.
Not at all. No,
okay.
Never honor a moment of robot.
I fully disagree with that.
Anyways, sorry, I was listening.
Yeah, you totally weren't listening. And
I was in the middle of something very else.
Came back into the shot. No, so if you have a waffle iron, pull it out. If you don't have a waffle iron, and that is not a euphemism, if you have a waffle iron, you will be using it. If you don't have a waffle iron, we're going to do this a little bit differently. So you can do this very same recipe mostly, but we're going to do a pancake version of it.
Yes.
So we might approach the presentation a little bit differently, but not by much.
Yeah.
So don't be stressed. If you don't have a waffle iron, it's all
Just
good.
make it on a pan. Pancakes.
Make it on a pan, pancakes.
Done. That's why they're called pancakes.
Because you
of the
make
pan,
them
on a pan.
in a pan, yeah.
Also, to accompany this wonderful little childlike snack, we are going to give a very adult version of a coffee. A bourbon coffee, often called a Kentucky coffee.
Kentucky coffee.
Kentucky coffee. But to make it a little bit more in keeping and sort of pairing up with what we're doing here, we're going to add a beautiful maple whipped cream to the top.
Delish.
Gorgeous.
Très canadien.
Gorgeous.
J'aime bien.
And you said thank you about the microphone.
I tried to. I hope she heard me.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
So we've got some new audio. Hopefully that's figured out now. There's a couple of things we're still sorting out with this. But slowly, week by week, it's getting better and better, I think.
Practice makes perfect, apparently.
Shall we go see what the people are saying over
can go
here?
see what the
Let's
people
go on
are
over.
saying.
Hey, people, how are you? This is fantastic. It's good to see you. We are back with you. Let's see who we're talking to. Oh my golly, so
tons
much
of peeps.
Ben Cardilli is here,
Hi,
ladies
Ben
and gentlemen.
Cardilli.
Hi, Ben Cardilli. We're going to see more from Ben Cardilli later in the show. Elle is here. Jason Yarrow. Hello,
Hi,
Jason
y'all.
Yarrow. What a weird little
Groovy.
wonderful thing to see. And Adrian,
And
Miss
Galadriel.
and Galadriel. We're going to see more of Galadriel. Going to see much more of Galadriel.
Much more.
Adrian, so good to see you, Adrian. Hey, Adrian, maybe you can help me figure out my sound. Sean McDonald, Audrey Ivory, Joseph Zhula. Oh my golly, there's such a great
I don't know
group
if
of
I should
people.
refer to people by their handles or by their actual names.
There's my mom. She says the sound is excellent. Well,
that's your
we blame
fault.
you for that. I want to
Thanks.
just see what's going on over here. Just a quick little
So many screens.
deep dive in that. Oh yeah, we're looking good. We got some people all over the place here.
Hi, DIY Muggle Guys / all of your other names. I'm not sure which you'd prefer to.
Yeah.
And Fiona Simpson, Misty.
Wow.
Oh, hey, the gang's all here.
So we're going to have a fun show. Not only do we have such great stuff on this show today for cooking, such good food, but we have so many guests on this week. It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be that. That's what it's going to be.
It's going to be okay. I think we should get started and make a few things, but maybe we'll give them something to think about while we're doing this.
We could do that.
Let's give them something to think about.
Y'all want something to think about? You thought you were coming here to turn your brain off.
Yeah, exactly. We always have questions of the day, which we want you to respond to in the comments. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's first question of the day, coming back here. What is your favorite John Hughes movie? This is all about the Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite John Hughes movie?
First of all, director or author of? Because I did a little bit of research, and John Hughes wrote a lot of movies.
He wrote a lot of movies. I'm going to go
movies.
specifically to the movies he directed, which is it's a much shorter list. But
it is a way much shorter list. I'm going to have to say Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller is an awesome. I think my favorite, the one that I have the most fun, I think my favorite is Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. I think it's the best of them, personally. Mm-hmm. But I think the movie that makes me the happiest to watch, that I just always enjoyed, is Weird Science.
Weird Science
is just the most wonderfully surreal film.
I don't know if I've seen Weird Science since 1988 or something like that. So that might have to go on the list of quarantine movie binging. Have you all been binging so much TV and movies? It's crazy.
So while they sort of talk about it a little bit in there and add it into the chat, we are going to start off by making some waffle mix.
All right.
We also have the oven preheating to make some bacon cups.
Bacon cups are going. Sorry, I have to be aware of the fact that.
Yeah, you don't want to cover that up.
No, I don't. I'm
cover those.
It's a double whammy. It's like bonus for cleavage and for Mike. And we're gonna make some bacon cups. If you don't eat bacon, that's okay. You don't need to make the cups.
You can do this in a regular cup.
Yeah, or like a bowl.
So we're gonna have the bacon cups. We're gonna put our compote in.
You didn't really tell them all about the compote.
I didn't. We're gonna make a little apple bourbon compote that we're gonna put into some bacon cups, so you get that saltiness of the bacon mixed in with the sweet maple of the apple. It's gonna. Are you finished making fun of me?
No,
No.
No. You asked me a question. Maybe I wasn't done.
Very clear you're not. And so we're gonna start off by making a simple waffle batter. This is great for any waffles. I've been using it for a long time. It's a really simple batter. If you prefer Eggo waffles, use Eggo waffles. If you prefer a different batter, use a different batter. If you prefer a pre-made mix, use that. But just make some waffles. So I'm just gonna tell them a thing.
You go for it. While you do that. So what we're doing here is instead of doing an actual like round or square waffle, we're going to cut the waffles into, I think people call them soldiers, right? Normally they're done with toast, and you can do them with, like I've done them with soft-boiled eggs before, where you get like toast sticks. We're going to do that with waffles, which is the only reason I said before that the pancake situation is going to be a little bit different, because obviously it's got a different consistency and a different stodge to it than a waffle does. But the whole idea here is we're making the waffles to then cut them into strips. Little fingers, waffle fingers.
Waffle fingers was my nickname in high school.
Was it?
Yes.
You had lots of nicknames.
It was. Do you want to hit the ingredients there?
I can do that as soon as I thingy.
There we are. There we go.
And I disappear when that happens. I love it.
So we're going to start off with this ingredient here. First thing we're going to deal. We've got 2 eggs. Which we want to put those in first. 2 eggs, put them in first, and just beat them up lightly. I'm just going to grab me a whisk too when you get a chance.
A whisk or a flat whisk?
A whisk, not a flat whisk, just a regular whisk. You want to get those a little fluffier, light, sort of got a little bit of a foam on them when you're done. Probably about a good 30 seconds of whisking. You like doing that, don't you?
I think there always has to be a dance when you're shaking or whisking.
As you can see by the ingredients there, we're also going to have 2 eggs. We got 2 cups of flour. We have 2 cups of flour. We're going to put in a 1 3/4 cups of milk, half a cup of oil. We have a tablespoon of brown sugar, which I prefer over white sugar for this. I find it gets a little crispier. And that's like, you want to get the fly cam. Let's go to the fly cam.
Hold on, I'm just trying to pour some milk.
I don't need that done yet. Okay, go for it.
1 1/4 or 1 3/4?
1 3/4. Okay. And also we're going to have a little vanilla extract. And this, of course, is our rising agent. This is 4 teaspoons of baking powder. So we have our...
Hold on, I was just checking for the...
We'll hit 3.
I was making sure the numbers were still the same.
There we go. And so what you see is we have the eggs. They're a little bit of foam on top. We don't want them too liquid, but we want them a little bit more than just mixed. This gives a little bit of air into the batter. You get sort of a nice crispy outside with a very soft, fluffy interior. Let's go.
And next time we do this, we'll probably mix our eggs not in a yellow bowl.
I've got a yellow bowl. I'll make you use a yellow bowl. All right, so into this, we are going to add our 2 cups of flour. We are going to add our 1 3/4 cup of milk. And this is so simple. I love this recipe because it's just put it in. We are going to add...
the simplest of all recipes.
Half a cup of... This is just regular vegetable oil. You can use whatever you want. I wouldn't use all of it. I found it gives a little bit of a bitter taste to the actual batter. This is a tablespoon of brown sugar. You're just gonna you take that.
Thank you, sir. I was just sneaking a look at some of the comments. We'll go back to y'all in a second.
Yeah, and we're gonna. I want to get that nice, a little out air, so it was a little. Let me just put some water in my hand.
I can do that. You like a this amount?
No, I just want water in my hands are so stuff. There we go. We're going to add in, sort of spread it all over, our baking powder. Not baking soda, baking powder.
La poudre.
And a splash. It says about... Oh, sorry, I also need the salt. Can you grab me the salt?
Yes, I can.
It says about a 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Depends how much I like a little bit more. So just a little pour, and there you go. Just put that with the cocktail. Mm-hmm. And we're going to add to this about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And we are just going to now mix this up. You know, be a little, you want to get it all, there we go. We're going to get it all involved with each other. I like to do this first when I'm doing these waffles and let the batter.
You're talking there, but I've got you.
I let the batter sit for at least half an hour. Just let everything sort of relax into each other. Let the rising agent sort of get involved with whatever's happening. Thank you very much. And we are gonna let that, as you can see, it's starting to come together here. You just want to sort of get the lumps out of it.
You don't want a lumpy waffle.
No, nobody likes a lumpy waffle. Lumpy waffle was also my nickname in high school. Breakfast Club. There we go. So we have that all put together. Thank you very much. Now we're just going to let this batter sit for about, probably about half an hour. We're not in a rush to get these done right away. We're just going to sit them over there, let them sit. You can set them in the fridge to sit too, if that helps. Not desperate, but it's fine. Now with that in place, we're going to start a few other things.
I think we need a cocktail situation.
You want to start a cocktail? I'll tell you what, in order to do the cocktail, because today's cocktail is a coffee cocktail, what I'm going to quickly do is I have some water boiling, and we're just going to start by making some coffee first. I'm going to let the coffee sit, and then if you want to start some baking cups.
I can do that as soon as we get the coffee going with our lovely Café du Monde. It's actually
this is actually not
Café du Monde.
This is just the can is from Café du Monde.
But anybody who's in New Orleans, jealous, feel free to send us Café du Monde coffee.
Yeah, so this
it's stupidly expensive on Amazon.
Yeah. This is, there we go.
Is this from our last trip?
What?
The coffee can.
No, this is, I think I ordered one. I think we lost the one from our last trip, or it broke or something.
Oh, yes.
So we're just going to put, there we are. How are we doing up there? Not bad.
Breaking bottom.
Did we get, speaking of, we got the...
I got everything. We got you. I am so on top of this.
Fantastic. So now that we've got that, we got the batter resting, we're going to put some coffee on and let that sit. We understand it's 5 o'clock here in Montreal. It may be, if you're on the West Coast, it's of course about 2 o'clock. You may say to yourself, hey, why are you doing a coffee drink?
We don't sleep anyway.
Nobody sleeps anymore.
What is time, really?
Yes. So if you prefer decaf, use decaf. If you prefer
to skip the coffee altogether and just drink the coffee altogether with whipped cream, ain't nobody here judging you.
All right, so here, I'm just gonna watch yourself.
Hi, Nat King Cole.
So we're just gonna put some coffee on here, let that just steep for a little bit. If you're a coffee aficionado, and you say French press has to be done a certain way to get it right, no, don't. I don't think we should be rude to them.
Don't eat the coffee.
But we're going to just do it the simplest way. Put coffee in, let it steep for a little bit, push it, pour coffee. Very simple.
And that was our lesson today on how to use a French press.
Do you want to... I think we did a really good piece of film this week. Do you want to...
Oh, we absolutely can. I think we should share it with the people who might not have seen it.
If you haven't seen it, we do promos every week for this show. And
because it gives us more than one thing to do in a week.
And we felt this week I liked this one. It was fun to make.
I liked it too.
It was our Breakfast Club tribute. So ladies and gentlemen,
without further dudes,
let's if you haven't seen it, here's our promo video from this week.
Thanks for getting my undies back.
They were just in the dryer. Thanks for coming over.
Thanks for coming to get me.
You were just in the dryer. Happy birthday, Elle. Make a wish.
I wish that we were referencing the right John Hughes movie.
We don't have access to a high school library.
I understand that. I just think it might be a little confusing for our audience. They were expecting Breakfast Club and, well, this is clearly 16 candles.
You know what they say, though. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop to look around once in a while, you just might miss it.
No. Just cut to the promo.
Hi, I'm Elle Diabloe.
And I'm the Divine Denny D.
Join us this Thursday, May 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch for the latest edition of the Stir Crazy Sankaset.
This week's episode will be devoted to one of John Hughes' greatest movies of all time, The Breakfast Club.
I'm so excited. I love this movie. Are we doing, like a cafeteria lunch?
No.
A brown bag lunch?
No. We're doing breakfast.
But they don't eat breakfast.
None of this promo makes sense.
That's fair. We'll be making delicious waffle dippers with a bourbon apple compote served in a crispy bacon cup.
And to accompany, a bourbon coffee with a maple whipped cream.
So join us and cook with us. Drink with us.
Or just join in all the fun and socialize, but distantly.
Check the description below for all the ingredients and all the crazy details.
Or visit facebook.com/StirCrazyTV/live, YouTube Live, or twitch.tv/StirCrazyShow, Thursday, May 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and join in all the fun!
Can I end it?
Oh, you mean... Dear Mr. Vernon, we understand that we had to make a promo for the Stir Crazy Sankaset show, but we think you're crazy to make us include all of these movie references. What we found out is that each one of us is Uncle Buck,
Or Pretty in Pink.
16 Candles,
Weird Science.
and the Breakfast Club. Does that properly end this promo? You still here? It's over. Go home. Just go.
Stop doing that.
I literally forgot about the Ferris Bueller ending, and I couldn't figure out why the camera didn't come on. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our promo. I had fun. That was cool. You're very good, Molly Ringwald.
I'm a good Molly Ringwald?
Yes, you're a good Molly Ringwald.
That's what I was told my entire life.
So we're going to be making a bourbon coffee today. The one thing, when you make a coffee-based beverage, I like to heat the glasses up first. So we're going to take some of this leftover hot water from
Agua caliente.
making that and just fill those up while we're going about. So this, from a cocktail making perspective, really, really simple. We are just going to take coffee. We're going to add a little bit of bourbon, and there we are. I sort of wanted to get that. Bourbons, and add a little bit of sugar to that. You want to grab me the bar spoon? I forgot to grab the bar spoon.
You know what? It's so funny. I was just thinking that.
And then we're going to make a whipped cream to go with this. Now, when you're making whipped cream behind a bar, one of the things I find is very handy. You can make whipped cream in a shaker. A lot of people don't know that. Pour the cream in with whatever you want and just shake and shake and shake until it's done. Some people don't, we've noticed. And one of the things that I find, if you're making cocktails and you don't have a cocktail shaker, a lot of people will have one of these, which is a smoothie cup.
Mm-hmm. Like a
fitness smoothie cup.
Shaker cup.
That comes with some kind of little ball.
A ball.
If you're making whipped cream, this is amazing to do it with. It makes it literally probably at about half the time you would just straight up in a shaker. So that's how we're going to do our whipped cream today. So we're going to do the whipped cream before we deal with anything else.
Okay. Is there a particular reason for that?
Because the coffee is really coffee, add bourbon and sugar.
Okay.
So it's pretty fast to make that and let the coffee, just in be coffee for a little while longer. So into this, we are going to make a lovely whipped cream. So into this, we're going to start off by adding some whipped cream. However, okay, there you go. However you'd like to do it.
I like to feel useful.
I'm probably putting in about half a cup in here. That'll probably be more than enough for what I'm trying to do. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract to this. Now, a lot of recipes I find you are going to use sugar or caster sugar or icing sugar. I don't like to do that. I like to just go straight up with some maple syrup in there.
Is it because you're Canadian or because you're diabetic?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. And I also love this. This is something very hard to find, but I love if you can find this. Is a little grinder, and it's granules of vanilla bourbon. And just put that right into there. Do you know
where that came from, or
that came?
Was a gift from someone?
No, I bought this at a grocery store. That little grocery store that used to be near my old place.
Oh yes.
I don't know the company that makes it. Surfin'.
Yes.
Or Surfin, perhaps. So into our shaker cup, we have put our whipped cream. We put a little vanilla extract, some maple syrup, and in this case, a little vanilla bourbon flakes. We're going to drop our shaker ball in there.
Are you putting actual bourbon in this, or
there's no bourbon in this?
Just in the vat.
This bourbon, yeah. Because there's bourbon in that already. You could. I mean, theoretically, you could.
Would it change the...
It would probably thin it out a little bit more, so you'd probably want to adjust your measurements. And I find a bourbon whipped cream can be really nice, but if you don't get it right, sometimes it can also be a little bit...
bitter?
Yeah, so I find add the maple to the whipped cream, and that way you get the bourbon bitterness in there. So we're just going to shake now. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go to shaking. And while we're shaking, why don't you check over there and see what some of their favorite...
Because I'm shaking.
Oh, okay.
Just let me shake.
This won't take long with this, but I'm just going to probably going to be taking about 20 seconds of shaking.
I'm down. This is all the cardio I got today, so you know what? I'll just keep shaking.
Speaking of which, so it's me too. And you can almost hear it there. It's getting a little...
Ooh.
There, you heard that?
Oh, now we're going to fly cam this.
Hold on. So we're going to come in.
Momento.
Let's go to the fly cam. Ready? So
what
now,
does it look like?
we're going to open that. And look at that. In there, we have... And for this, I don't like... that might be a little runny. I'm going to go a little bit longer for this. You don't want to go too thick. I kind of like it horrible. But I do use a spoon, but theoretically, if you just open it and pour down the side, it should still drip down the side. You don't want it to be over wet and really hard.
There was so much fodder in the last 10 seconds of information that came out of your mouth. I'm being very well behaved right now.
There, that's a lot better.
Yes.
There we go. So now
I'm going to do what you just did, but for the camera.
Here we go.
No, but you got to do it with your finger.
Okay, go do it with your finger. There you go.
Better.
There we are. So you can have that. You taste that. What do you think?
Is it delicious?
All right. So now we're just going to assemble the drink. So let's take our hot...
Take our hot and make
coffee.
It go away.
Take our hot cups. We are going to press our coffee. And again, this is just the way we have it right now. If you like it to do it in an espresso, if you want to do like an Americano, if you want to do it just in a drip coffee or whatever, make yourself some coffee.
If you're doing
instant
Sanka or whatever decaf.
So this you want to pour about 3/4 of the way.
It's cool. I want to sleep tonight-ish, maybe.
There we are.
Or tomorrow.
Oh, I did that. Yeah, that's right. I should have. I'm going to do it for the right one for this one, but I'm going to put a cube of sugar in each, just to add a little sweetness into the bourbon. These are big cups too, so.
They are big cups. When I'm awake at 4 in the morning, I hope someone's going to entertain.
Yes. To this, we are going to add an ounce. I say an ounce to an ounce and a half.
I'm just going to take your fluff out of the thing.
Okay, well, an ounce to an ounce and a half of bourbon. An ounce-ish.
Maybe a little bit more because I want to sleep tonight.
It's a little bit more because you do want to sleep tonight. We go that.
It'll balance it out. You know what I mean? The caffeine will bring it up, and the alcohol will bring it down. And
we have that. With that in place, we're just gonna give that a little.
I love them.
Get it all.
Kitchen dances.
And you're on. And okay. We're just gonna get the little balls out of here.
Oh, get your ball out of there.
All right.
Would you like a not hot spoon?
Oh, this is great. Oh, this is gonna be so lovely.
Oy vey.
And we're gonna go here.
As per the norm, stir crazy, fat free, 2 hours. Delicious. It's a good breakfast drink, guys.
Yeah. And there we go. Or the other one I was going to put, you could put cinnamon on this too. I would always the thing I would top this with cinnamon. In fact, I have a little bit if you want just a little.
Oh.
Boop. There we go. That is our Kentucky coffee, or a bourbon coffee with maple vanilla whipped cream.
Ooh, that is tasty. You could do something similar with a Baileys in your coffee too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Maybe I'd change up the flavor a little bit of.
If you're gonna do Baileys, I like to
I
go.
wouldn't use maple in the whipped cream.
No, you know what's if you're gonna do Baileys, actually one of the things I find is do Baileys in the whipped cream.
And Jameson in the cup.
Put Jameson in the cup and do Baileys in the whipped cream. So
good.
What I did with some maple syrup, do with some Baileys, and that's also a delicious little thing. There we have it.
Now, perhaps we shall take our beverages over to the check-in.
Let's go see what's going on over here. Let's talk about what his favorite John Hughes movie is. Hey, everybody.
Stealing whipped cream.
Steal some whipped cream. Go ahead. What do people like? We heard Ferris Bueller Forever from Yale. Uncle Buck. Sylvie loves Uncle Buck. That's we're just going to screen cap that. Send it to some people we know.
What?
A guy named Buck.
Oh.
That was hotter than I expected.
Yeah, careful with your hot cocktails, guys. Candle soy, pretty in pink, or 16 candles.
Yeah, there we are. Boy, oh boy. Misty loves you.
Oh, I love you, Misty.
We're perfect together, we know.
Thanks, Nat King Cole.
Sean McDonald loves the 16 candles sketch. Yeah, thank you very much. Sean wants to know if the maple syrup is from Quebec. Of course it's from Quebec. We are in Quebec. Why would we buy anything else? This is...
Mais là,
Yeah.
il y a du sirop d'érable 100% pur Bernard.
Yes.
I mean, it could be Bernard's as well, mais moi j'imagine que c'est Bernard.
And Paul has an issue with my shirt.
What's wrong with it? I bought that
I
shirt.
love this shirt. It is every plaid you could possibly hope in one shirt.
Why make decisions, says Libra wife. Just buy a shirt that has all
and
of
we were trying to dress as characters from the Breakfast Club, and this is sort of my homage to Judd Nelson's character.
And this is me and Ali Sheedy because it was too obvious to do Molly Ringwald. Plus, I don't think I own pink anymore.
You don't own pink?
I have one screaming fluorescent pink shirt, and I think that's it.
Oh.
Like, it was really sad.
Yeah.
Like, that got us really sad.
Oh.
My poor only one pink shirt.
And so that's about what people have said, their favorite movies. We've got a drink in our hand.
What's still that? Was The Great Outdoors? The Great Outdoors was John Hughes also.
I believe he wrote it, but only read it. I'm not sure if he wrote it. Though.
I don't remember most of that movie. The only part I ever think about is the raccoons and the subtitles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we're at it, there we are. Boom. Just to everybody who knows too, if you're not aware, this is however you're watching this. We stream on a variety of different places. Right now, you can catch this show currently on Facebook in multiple places, and primarily at the Stir Crazy Facebook page, facebook.com/stircrazy/live. We're also broadcasting on the Wiggle Room's Facebook page.
It is true.
We're broadcasting on World Improv Federation's Facebook page and Sitcom Burlesques.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. On YouTube, you can check it out on our YouTube channel, Stir Crazy Show. That's over on our YouTube channel. Or and also on Twitch. You can catch us over there.
I still don't know what a Twitch is, but apparently you can watch us there. So
Twitch is a streaming...
I get it.
Yeah, so you can watch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/StirCrazyShow. all of the people who are in there are also in our chat. Oh, all the people who are on Facebook, our Facebook page, the Wiggle Room's Facebook page.
And YouTube's.
And YouTube and Twitch are all in our Facebook chat. We found a way to sort of bring it all together. I'm still working a few things out, but we have everybody so we can see who you are. We can see where you're coming from. That's really cool. We can even, if I get real fancy one day, I'll show a little bit of what we can do. Eventually, we can bring people right in.
Ooh.
There we are.
Our chat is ready to display messages.
And so we can see some people coming in, and we can even display that. I'm going to figure that out later. Let's ignore that for now.
Vintage Vixen, don't even talk to me. I don't know what I still don't even TikTok. So like
you don't TikTok?
I don't TikTok.
Till you don't stop?
Till I don't stop. TikTok it up. Stop.
Yeah.
Where's Roxy?
Bang, bang, boobity boo.
Where's Roxy Torpedo when I want to do a rap?
That's a true thing. We have our batter is battering. Bacon is. Should we put bacon in?
You know what? I'm going to put bacon on. Actually.
Let's put bacon on, and then we can. Once we have that done, I'll cut back over to here. Once we have that done, let me.
One moment, please. Hi, I'm sure you guys love watching us from behind.
There we are. So we're just gonna. What's really nice about when you make whipped cream
is you can eat
just eat it right out of the cup when you're done,
right.
Especially when nobody's watching you.
I have to do a thing. Pardon me for half a second.
Oh, she's doing a thing.
Oh, I can't.
What are you doing with that knife? Put that knife away. Sorry.
I can't stop touching my hair. And that's not good in the kitchen. So we're just gonna put the hair away.
So this is the bacon cups you're gonna do?
I'm doing bacon cups. I can actually show the people. I did a little test run this morning. So what we're doing is we're making these. So they're little cups fidge bacon, made of bacon, okay? Super duper easy. The cool thing about these, if you eat bacon, if you do not eat bacon, do not worry, but it's not even a discussion right now, so because bacon tastes good. But yeah. These are awesome because you can fill them with pretty much anything once you make them. Like you could put a little poached egg in there. If you really want it to be awful, you could maybe make mac and cheese and put it in there and bake it. You can bake an egg in there. So like I love bacon cups. They're super adorable and tasty and you can eat, apparently. So we're gonna make some of those. Super duper easy. We got some bacon. And I'm just gonna hop over here, excusez-moi,
there you are,
and grab me some olive oil spray. Now, if you don't like washing dishes, which most people don't, I find it oddly therapeutic sometimes, and meditative. You could technically take a piece of foil, cover this. This is your muffin tin, mais à l'envers, backwards. So you're gonna have your little dudes sticking up. If you really wanted to, you could fully foil this and then wham bam in the garbage, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But it's good therapy for me to do dishes, so we're gonna just go directly on this. So we just wanna get those a little, can I have a brush ski, please?
Yeah, for sure.
Get those a little bit greasy. Many spanks. I don't know why I sprayed all of them because I am clearly not going to be making this many. I think we're gonna make 2. But just in case you don't know how to count, I did this whole thing for you. So we're just going to put this just momentarily. I've got too many things going on. My multitasking ability has decreased exponentially in the last 8 weeks. Let me tell you, my ability to concentrate, zero. We take a bacon. Where's my little knife? Pardon me. We're going to cut this guy in half. And because I'm doing 2 of these, I'm going to take another bacon and cut that guy in half. You really only want me making 2 of these? I guess so, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have 2 more. It's 2.
Oh, but I'm not bossing you.
Well, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to, in an crisscross or X formation, we're going to put that onto the bottom of one of your muffin cups, like that, okay? Like so. And we're going to, I'm just going to move this guy over so we got the space. That guy's going to go like this and like this. So If you really wanted to, what we could do, if you were making something that was super, super liquid, we could half another piece and stick it here so that we make sure that nothing's going to leak out. I am not so uber concerned about it right now, so that's how that's going to go down that way. Now we take one more bacon, and you guys are going to wrap it around the outside. I probably would have liked to not use the edge cup, but alas. We're just going to wrap that guy around like that. Now, get in there. Your hands are going to get greasy, but that's okay. Mold it a little bit, so we've now made a pretty secure cup over there. We're going to take a second piece of bacon, or for a second cup, we're going to go around like this. To any of my vegetarian friends, I'm sorry, this must be so upsetting, but it tastes good. And I say that as a Jewish lady, so there you go. So there you go. We got 2 bacon cups done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. If your bacon is like less floopy, more meaty, you might want to double up. You might want to cut.
Or toothpick it.
Or toothpick it. You can do that too. Or you can have a knife handy if you need to cut down some of it. You just want it to form over the bottom of the muffin tin like this. These are going to go into a preheated oven, 390 degrees, for about... We tried them this morning for 20 minutes. They were still a little bit like...
But they were meatier bacon, too.
It was meatier bacon, so we're going to set it for 20 and check it at 20. It might take 22. It could take 25,
How do you want this bacon now?
Okay, we're making a... Okay. Listen here. We're making...
Listen up. Let me tell you about my cups.
This is me from the 80s when I was 10.
This is me in grade 9.
Baby. You want it kind of crispy because you want it to have integrity of sorts. You know, you don't want to take it... Once it comes out of the oven, we are going to let them rest and sort of like... Congeal is a gross word, but let them congeal together and kind of constitute a one unit thing. But if they're too floppy, they're not going to hold up. Yeah. So you don't want them so brittle that when you take it out of the oven, it crunches into pieces. So yeah. And that's why we check stuff, right? Like I'm a big fan of, on one hand, the set it and forget it, but every once in a while, like it's probably a good idea just to open the oven a little bit and, have a little surveillance of what's going on.
Yes.
Are we preheated? It's preheated. Not quite ready to go yet.
We're preheated.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's preheated.
Okay.
I heard it beep.
All right. Into the oven that goes. Timer set for 20.
Timer set for 20.
There we go. Look how easy that was, really. I'm just going to take some of the bacon grease off the old fingers here.
Yeah, I am going to... Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to... I'm going to just... You talk to them for a second.
I was going to say,
let him.
I have to talk and wash my hands?
Yes.
Gosh, darn it. We've got treats. We have so many treats for you tonight. I'm so excited. Back by popular demand, a fan favorite.
He was away.
He was away and doing, spreading his knowledge of fine dining and cuisine.
Coming to you, Dewey.
All over this fine globe of ours. Or something.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to just...
By popular demand.
By popular demand. I'm just going to quickly, hang on, unmute everybody.
I don't understand what's going on.
Let's unmute Dewey. Hang on. Why is it? I got to...
You're giving away the surprises, so if you haven't figured it out, we have Chef Duyan, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me see if I can get him here.
We can get him here.
There he is, the back of him.
It's Chef Duyan.
Hang on, I can't hear you, Chef Dewey. We got some technical difficulties. For some reason, it's not unmuting you. Why is it not on?
Oh, no. Maybe we should unmute all?
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly go to here.
I can stand here and make suggestions.
I'm going to go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. We can hear you. I don't know if the people can hear you.
Yes.
Dewey, can you hear us?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent.
How are you guys doing? I'm good. Freshly back from cooking school with a brand new recipe.
We've been telling everybody that you've been encased in Jello like Han Solo.
I was not quite. We got the feedback. Apparently, my cooking skills were not up to the steer crazy standard. So you guys gracefully offer me to pay me some cooking class.
Well,
online, of course.
Of course. Everything especially
so it paid off. So
Line dancing online?
our line dancing classes are all online. So what do you got for us today, Chef Dewey? I'm sure it's some kind of culinary marvel that the world has never seen before.
Yes. Cooking class paid off. So today you guys are doing breakfast.
Yes.
So I decided to do breakfast also. We're gonna do breakfast croissant.
Breakfast croissant.
Yes, chocolate breakfast croissant.
Oh, fantastic! So I'm assuming this is some kind of rich homemade Swiss chocolate that you created from your own grown cocoa beans.
No, it's actually Jello pudding, chocolate Jello pudding. I already made it because we have more step to do today.
Why do I ask?
Also, we tried with my anonymous assistant. We tried with homemade dough and stuff like that, but turned out like, why would you make your own dough when there's a company who mass produced it? So we're going to use Pillsbury crescent dough.
Fantastic.
I'm so glad we've sponsored Chef Diane
Yes.
to go to the Cordon Bleu in order to come to us live tonight with chocolate Jello pudding and some Pillsbury dough.
He did mention something how he graduated with Chef Boyardee, though.
Oh,
Hey, it was a great investment. Thank you for this. I feel it's gonna pay off. The more we evolve on this show, the more crazy recipe I'll bring.
Of course,
And,
I don't doubt it. And eventually, one day, we won't get something that a hobo can't make.
So you open your Pillsbury dough.
Yeah.
Take some of the Pillsbury dough.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on a plate.
Is there any particular technique to the plating of your Pillsbury dough, Chef Diane?
I'm sure there is, but
Wouldn't want to tell us. That would ruin the secret.
Exactly. Chef never reveal all the secrets. Anyway, so once the dough is applied on the plate, like this, take a spoon.
Take a spoon.
Take some chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
Put the chocolate pudding carefully on the croissant dough.
That's so tenderly and with such finesse, Chef.
Sure, this like the creativity
Yes.
of a Michelin star chef.
We spent a lot of time on technique and how to handle different kitchen tools. So yeah, it was worth it.
Of Jello, isn't it?
Different consistency of Jello also it was brought up a few times by me mostly. But once the pudding is applied on the dough, very delicately.
Look at those delicate fingers. Wow. Some fancy technique. I have to thank you again on behalf of everyone for bringing this technique-heavy recipe to us, but making it seem so very simple.
Sure. Chef,
it seems simple,
these are
but it's not.
Chocolate croissants, is that what you're calling them?
Yes, that's how we're going to call it.
The French call them something similar called pain au chocolat.
Pain au chocolat, yeah.
I don't know if you know about that.
No, it's a chocolatine, actually. Yeah, the French has it wrong. But yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, chocolatine. Yeah, pain au chocolat. Yeah, no, pain au chocolat is just a plain insult. So once your croissants are rolled and closed, we're gonna use actually the.
Are you pinching the edges?
We're gonna use the. Yes, I'm pinching the edges.
Sexy.
Very important. Let the air out.
Super sexy.
Yeah. Once this is done, we're gonna use the air fryer.
Ooh.
Yeah. Also another skills I picked up at kitchen school.
Of course.
We'll talk to you all about the air fryer in a few minutes because it really is my favorite.
So you're putting those.
So you open your air fryer.
For For how long?
Yeah. You're going to put 300 for 5 minutes.
300 for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Chef Dooley, we're going to come back to you after you've got your time of them cooking, and we'll come back and see how this is done.
Yes, of course.
All right.
See you guys later.
Thank you for your expertise, Chef Dewey.
And thank you for the very expensive cooking class. It was worth it.
We'll be back. There we are. Sorry about that, everybody.
Sound is back now, yes?
We hit the wrong button.
Somebody.
Sorry. As I said, we are making the compote. In this first, we have apples. 3 apples. I prefer Granny Smith. You want an apple that's got a little softness to it, a little tartness to it. That's going to give you your best concoction. Yeah, make sure
You keep talking to them. I'll
and yeah, but if you type and you hit the wrong thing, it would throw everything off. That's why. So that's one thing we want. I also have about 1/3 of a cup of bourbon in here. Oh, you want to hit bring the ingredients back up for everybody?
Hold on 1 second. I'm doing one thing. Just you focus on what you're doing.
We also have 3 tablespoons of butter. Butter approximations. Make sure, there you are. Butter approximations are up to you, but I like to go a little more on the air of, let's turn that on. Hey, that'll make it better. Less is more when it comes to butter fats. I know it sounds weird, but that's sort of how I feel. So you got this over a medium-high heat. Sorry, the last thing I have in there, maple syrup, vanilla extract, and cinnamon and allspice. A lot of recipes for this compote especially will add brown sugar, which you can do. I find it tends to make it a little sweeter. I like my compote a little more on the tart side. So, before I do that, first thing I want to do is I'm going to throw in butter and get that, melting. Oh, that was a lot softer than I was expecting. Grab me a. Here we are. So,
this thing gets hot so fast, it's crazy.
And to that, I'm going to add my apples right away.
Wooden spoon or spatula?
Wooden spoon's fine. And we're going to just cook these down. Oh, sorry, the other thing I need is the salt. Don't be afraid of salt with this. This is something you want to add a lot of salt to. Because I find you get that sort of that bourbony, maple, caramelly.
I'd be careful with a lot of salt. I wouldn't say you want to add a lot of salt. You want to add salt, but I think
I would say what I'm trying to say with that is you want to add. You probably want to add more salt than you would think in something like this, because I find it can go if you don't have that salt, it gets super sweet. Mm-hmm. But with the sourness of the Granny Smiths that we're using, I'll put that back in. The sourness of the Granny Smiths that I'm using in here, mixed with the real sweetness of the maple syrup, we want to...
Plus, there's a decent amount of lemon juice on there also.
Yes, there's lemon juice, yeah. We put lemon juice on these to keep them from going brown. I'll bring that up just a bit. This whole compote recipe is just a matter of time. It just, sort of the more you cook this, the more you'll see it's going to be great. What I'm trying to do first is I'm trying to get some of the liquid out of these apples. They will start, once they start to break down and they get that sort of translucent color, that's when I'm going to start to add in my bourbon and my maple syrup. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to do it yet. I just want to sort of cook these for a while.
And there will be liquid in the pan. Don't be upset. It will reduce. It's going to cook off some of it, so I wouldn't be...
Plus with this one, too, because we're dipping in this, it's okay if it's a little runnier. You don't want it to be too stodgy,
and yet,
as you like to say.
And yet...
And here's why I'm wrong.
And yet, because we're putting... If you're not doing bacon cups and you're going to put your compote into a bowl or onto pancakes... That's one thing. Yeah. If you're putting it into a baking cup, you want it to be a little bit thicker so that the second it goes down on the plate, it doesn't just out the sides.
So you want it to still be thinner, but you want it to be thicker as well, is what we're saying.
Duh.
So get that. So make it
thin.
Appropriately thin, but the equal amount of thick.
Thinly thick. Thinly thick, thickly thin. Just do it right.
I think that's my diet for the entire coronavirus. Thickly thin.
You got something in your in your things.
There we go.
Yeah.
So this is starting to break down a little bit. Once that's starting to break down, I'm going to add a little bit of the maple syrup in here. I say about a quarter cup. You're going to want a little bit more, but once you start to add that, and I'm going to add bourbon in here.
Now, I'm going to say it because it's my job once a week to remind you, you can always add, but you cannot take away. So don't be heavy-handed with your stuff. If you want more
bourbon
maple
fumes.
syrup, you can add more maple syrup. But once it's in the pan, it's hard to remove.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying be afraid. The kitchen is we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. The kitchen is the one place where I am really not afraid to make mistakes because a lot of them are very tasty mistakes. Mm-hmm. But there's a way to kind of, add un petit à petit, little by little, and then you'll find your thing, especially if you're making something for the first time. There's nothing more disappointing than when you dump a handful of spice into something and you're like, shoot, that tasted really good 22 seconds ago, and then the whole thing is,
I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this now, just a little bit, and now, like I said, right now, added the bourbon. This is gonna cook all the bourbon, the alcohol off, but add that sort of sweet bourbon flavor into it.
Now, Dan, for our friends who have children, the alcohol. Technically, the alcohol content does burn off.
Yeah, there's no way. If you cook the alcohol off something, it's safe for any child. They'll still get the taste of the alcohol. So if you want to introduce them to alcohol without getting them drunk, this is the best way to do it. Yeah, so we're just going to let that sit for a little bit. One of the things I didn't mention in here is if you like it a little thicker, you might want a little bit of flour as well eventually to sort of thicken that up. But right now, I'm going to just cook this down. I find there's enough comes out of the apples to give me the consistency that I want. But if it doesn't, don't be afraid to...
it smells so good.
To do that, yeah.
Super duper good. It reminds me of like apple picking and all of that goodness. Now, I've just noticed over here in the oven, I have to tend to my coops.
You're going to deal with your coops in a second?
I've got to deal with my coops just because I noticed that they're sliding off of their coop bases.
Oh.
So I just want to...
Oh, they're shrinking a little bit. They're fine. They're fine.
That's fine. I just want to put them back on like a little bit of a hat.
No, leave them because they're going to...
No.
You're not going to do that. Just let it. They'll sit. They'll be fine. They look perfect. They look beautiful.
I'm also going to add a minute to my cook time. I took a look at them. They look a little bit like this. So you don't want bacon cups that are you want them to be all So crisp up that bacon a little bit more. But again, not too crispy because then they're and then they'll go. So if you get that, we're probably friends.
Yes.
If you don't, we should be friends. So then you'll get it.
As I'm starting to cook this off, you can see that I'm losing a little bit of that liquor. So we want to add a little bit of liquid. If you have applesauce, that's fantastic. If you have, I'm just going to add a little bit more bourbon into this. I just want to.
Because I'm not going to have another coffee, Danny D, would you just put a little splash of that into my coffee cup, please? That's lovely. Thank you. Look at that.
But that's all.
It smells as good as it looks, everybody.
I'm just going to bring that down.
I'm going to put it back on the
camera. One of the things I find with a lot of cooking shows, they'll say, put this to medium high or put your burner to medium, cook it at medium. And often that is true. That is the case where you want to start. But one of the things you want to also do is watch that. Watch your things. If you feel that it's cooking too fast, it's boiling off a lot, lower that temperature down. Don't be so rigid when it comes to your recipes.
But it's like anything else. And again, I know just from some of the people who are watching tonight, some of you have taken dance class with me. It's kind of the same thing.
Adding a little vanilla extract.
You do want to get to a place where you can kind of turn your brain off, of course, and you don't want to be hyper stressed the whole time you're in the kitchen. But the second you turn the stove on, it doesn't give you license to turn your brain off. You know what I mean? So from that perspective, you don't have to stand over it the entire time watching it, but be sensible about the thing, we are dealing with heat, we are dealing with chemistry and all of that stuff. And there's nothing suckier, for lack of a more academic term, than doing all your prep and trying really hard to make something great, and by not paying attention to it, you ruin the whole thing. And it's so easily avoided as long as you're mindful, you know? Oh, I sound like a dance teacher and a yoga teacher. Look at me go.
All right, I'm also going to shake onto this just a tiny bit of allspice and a little bit of cinnamon. All right, there's a lot of cinnamon. I just want to start getting some of those apple pie flavors. If you want to add some cloves to this, that's also fantastic. I'm running out of a little bit of liquid, so I'm actually going to do a little bit of each. So
a little water even with that.
Yeah, we could deglaze it with some water, but when we have bourbon and you have maple syrup, I just again, you want to keep an eye on it. I am. These are breaking down really nicely, but I find it's just. And it's cooking off a little bit, so
you're getting like a syrupy situation starting to happen in the bottom here. How do those look?
Very nice.
Those look nice. Do they look ready, or do they need another?
Let's see that.
Minute.
Oh, maybe another minute.
All right, we're gonna put the bacon cups in for one more minute. Again, up to you. If you like your bacon like this, go for it. I don't.
But again, with the cup, you want it to be a little bit
like this.
Yeah.
Not like this.
While we're waiting, we have so many amazing guests this week.
We do.
But there is one standby who's been around for the past weeks of this show. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna bring you one more amazing episode of, ladies and gentlemen, of a sexy woman
eats food
for 1 minute.
1 minute.
Galadriel Caress.
Thank you, Galadriel Caress.
She just gets better and better. And those videos keep getting weirder and weirder.
Has nothing to do with your captions or anything.
No, and this is amazing. We started with Chef Dewey. We brought in Galadriel Caress. She's also come on. It's amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, you stick around for a little bit longer. Later on in the show, we're going to have one more brand new segment, music.
Yes.
With
Ben Cardilli.
With Ben Cardilli, who is an incredible man. I love him. He's so funny. He's so talented. He's very attractive, and he dates way above his weight class.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, sort of like me.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything.
Well, no, it's very obvious. I'm going to grab the webcam there, the fly cam, and take a quick gander. I think we're pretty much at where we want this. These are breaking down beautifully. I'm just going to bring this down and let them simmer for a little bit. But those are gorgeous.
Can you just do me a favor? Take your spoon and show everybody at home how smooshy those apples are.
Oh yeah, those apples are just.
Are they falling apart yet? Or they?
Oh, they're not quite falling apart. But I find that I like this. The Granny Smith don't fall apart quite as fast. I mean, if I do it as an apple pie, yeah, it will. But I still like a little bit of a bite to these.
You're back over there.
Yeah. So. We're going to set down and we're just going to let them simmer for just a little bit. I've turned it on way down low. We're going to let that simmer.
Guys, time is your friend in the kitchen, you know, so the longer stuff can sit and cook. I mean, obviously, if you're flash frying something or searing something, it's a different story. But anything where you want the flavors to meld, the longer it sits there.
Yeah, just let it
Not on a high temperature. Just turn that down and let it do its thing.
This is sitting in bourbon and maple syrup.
You're going to burn your face.
No.
No.
Oh, yeah.
There's still a little bit of crisp to them, so we're going to cook them
Not
a little bit more.
but it's
a little bit crunch.
There's like I say, there's a bite to it, and I like to have a bit of a bite in my
in your apple, yeah.
In my apple, I have a little bit.
I'm moving the fly cam over here for 1 second.
Go for it.
We're just going to go over here and take a look at these guys. Now you'll notice that they shrank a little bit, shrank. So they're not quite sitting on top of their cups anymore. So I'm not going to screw with the structural integrity of this. I just kind of want it to harden a bit. So he's fine, even though he's trying to escape. He's fine, even though he's trying to escape. We'll just leave them like that for a few minutes and just let them harden, for lack of a more culinary term. You know, just let them come together and like make a form. And eventually we'll flip those over and put some compote in them. You want to go back over there?
And we're back. Boom. At this point, we have had a delicious cocktail. We've made some bacon.
We have made some cups.
Anytime when you get a chance to make bacon, that's fantastic. We have a compote going here.
We have a waffle batter.
We have a waffle batter, which I'm going to make in a little bit.
We had a sexy lady eating. We have a Chef Duyan. We have you guys.
We have another question for you guys.
We have another question.
Why don't we go over here for the second question for a second? Here's the second question. Because it's the Breakfast Club, because this is about a bunch of kids in detention, what is the dumbest thing you ever did in high school? I mean, we've all done very stupid things.
Oh, I did some stupid things.
I think this is a good question because at this point, for most of us, like for me, high school is so far away that even it's way past the statute of limitations.
That's so funny. I love the fact that was a concern of yours. That you might get arrested now, 40 years later.
Yeah.
Stupidest thing I ever did in high school?
Stupidest thing you ever did in high school?
I almost lost my eyebrow in high school.
How many? You just had the two?
Just the one. I got hazed.
Like Helen Hayes?
No, not like Helen Hayes. Like dehazed and confused. Hayes.
Yannick DeHaze.
Not Yannick DeHaze. He's a lovely person. I went to a very hoity-toity all-girls private school. Surprise, surprise. I know.
Yeah, because you're so pompous.
I'm super pompous. Effing right. And yeah, when a lot of people I know who went to public school don't realize that like stuff like Hogwarts and the houses and whatever, it actually exists in silly private schools. So there's a bunch of leadership positions in grade 11 that are voted by, the student body and whatever, and I happen to get one of those. And as a reward for being elected to the student government of some variety, be it academic or spirit, which I was more spirit styles, they haze you.
They haze you.
They basically, it's like if you're a Beehoff person, it's the step down of the people from the year before, and you get to it's your step up performance. But yeah. So, long story short, too late. If you ever saw the movie Dazed and Confused at the very beginning where they cover students with food and disgusting stuff and make them do a bunch of gross stuff, that happened to me. And the result of it was I crashed into somebody else wearing a blindfold and my face exploded. Yeah. And stitches, 32 of them, 2 layers. Had to fix. They had to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So that was pretty stupid.
Yeah, well, that's not.
That was pretty stupid.
I had a really good story. I've literally forgotten it.
No way.
I did. I just realized. What was I going to talk about? Oh, that's gone from my head. No.
No way.
Yeah, it was.
I wish you had shared it with me because then I could remind you.
It's true. It's true. Do you know what it does talk about? If you want to, this is not the dumbest thing I've done in high school. However, this is something that does tie into directly,
Okay.
and this can't just be told as a story. In fact, I have a whole brand new segment on the show.
You have a brand new segment?
I have a brand new segment on the show because this is the movie show, and I love movies.
Okay.
I have a movie review.
You're doing a movie review?
I'm doing a movie review.
I dig this.
Ladies
is
and
fun.
gentlemen, just in time for we're 2020. Finally, my Breakfast Club movie review is up. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the Breakfast Club movie review.
So what is that, 36 years later?
I don't know what. Hi, this is me over here. Ladies and gentlemen, this week's movie review is going to be for the Breakfast Club. Now, the Breakfast Club over there, sorry. No, where am I going? Over. That's the wrong way. There it is. There you are. Breakfast Club is an amazing movie from John Hughes. And it tells the classic, amazing tale of high school. And it stars those amazing, high school stereotypes. You know them. The jock, the ginger, smoking man, grumpy cat, and shooty guns. It's in this movie, shooty guns. Okay, I've got to tell you something here. I saw this movie once when I was 17 years old, and I saw it on my very first date. And what happened on this date, this movie, but I don't think I've ever remembered this movie. When I was going through my very first date, this girl who I asked out, who I met through some theater, showed up at my front house of my door.
The front house of your door, yeah? Sorry?
You're not here. Front door of my house. I was so excited. She was the first girl that as a later teen I had ever asked out. She showed up, and I said, and she showed up at my door. Before I could even say anything, before I hug, before anything had happened, the slide.
Don't talk to me.
Yes, you're not here. But before anything could happen, she shoved into my hand a Jiffy marker entirely encased in duct tape. Why, you might ask? Well, the first thing she said, the first beautiful words out of her mouth was, "I'm an epileptic, and if I have a seizure during this movie, shove this into my mouth." And ladies and gentlemen, we then proceeded to drive downtown in Vancouver and go see Breakfast Club. And I didn't see any of that movie, because the entire time I was watching that goddamn movie, I was just staring over at here, absolutely terrified that she would have an epileptic seizure, and I didn't know what one looked like. I had no idea what was happening. So I was just watching her. I'd glance at the movie, not noticing anything. So, ladies and gentlemen, people ask me what that movie's all about. I don't know. It's about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Divine Danny D. And that's my movie review.
Spectacular.
Thank you very much.
Top notch. You know what? I feel like I understand the movie better now.
You do? Do you understand?
Not really at all. Not really at all.
What are we at? We're at 6:20. That's fantastic.
You know what I'm going to do very quickly? I'm going to take these two little plates over here, and I am going to take my tongs,
Yeah.
and I am ever so gently going to lift one of these little guys off and put him here.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
Those are lovely little bacon cups. I'm going to turn this off. You don't really need that going
this guy
anymore.
over
That's
here,
good.
so you guys see, you know, they're pretty groovy. Little bacon cup. And again, like I said, if you tuned in a little bit late, what you could do now if you wanted to, if you weren't doing waffle dippers and apple compote, you could crack an egg into this and put some chives on top, stick it back in the oven, bake the egg inside. You can poach an egg and put a little avocado at the bottom and stick the egg inside. There's the sky is the limit with your bacon cups, okay? So I will move them out of the way.
And I'm going to come in here with more contraptions.
More contraptions.
Yes. So while we're doing that, I'm just going to move this over here. Do you want to put that over there?
Now I do, yes.
I don't need that for now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make some waffles. What that means is very simple. If you have a waffle iron, plug it in. Often you just plug it in, wait for the little light to go off or come on, depending on your waffle iron.
Life Skills 101 with Danny D and Elle.
You will have waffles.
Shall I do that? Should I marry those two things?
I would just, because I might want to even run those through the hand blender a little bit, or
that's all
if
good.
you want to.
Nope, all good. You know what I might do though? I might put a little thing in there to get that bacon up.
Give some fork and mush that up a little bit.
I want to mush. You want me to mush this?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So we're just going to let that sit. Our batter has been sitting here.
I'm also borrowing this
for a little bit.
I'm reforming.
Go ahead. Our batter's been sitting here. It's been rising a little bit. A lot of times, if you look into it and you start to see a little bit of bubbles in there already, that's exactly what you're looking for this. It doesn't have to be much. Just a couple, 1 or 2 or 3. Just let it sit. See what's going on there. Once this is hot, we are going to go right in and make our waffles.
And in case people didn't see that, I'm using a masher with this.
Oh yeah, we're just mushing those up a little bit. I like them a little bit.
Smooshy.
So with the waffles, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to let them go a little bit longer. I'm kind of going to overdo them slightly because we are making these waffle cups. Waffle dippers, and we're making the sticks. I like when they're a little bit crispier. So we're going to let them go a little bit longer. The waffles, go through those stages of the very white to the tan to kind of a sort of a nice caramel color.
Okay.
We're going to go to like an almost caramel color waffle here.
You want to just fly cam in for 1 second? That would be cool.
We're going to fly cam you in?
Everybody what's
so
going
everybody
on
knows see what's going on there. I just want to hit you right, boop, coming in.
So I just took my little masher here, and we're just mashing this up a little bit. So it's like...
It's nice. It's mush.
It's a little smooshier.
You can dip it up. Yeah, that looks great.
If you guys want it to be more liquid, you can do that. We can add, more bourbon. You could add all sorts of stuff. But I'm just going to give it a little bit of a smoosh.
Yep.
And then we are
we're gonna
G to G. Good to go.
All right. Wow. So our waffle iron is, we're just waiting for this to heat up. While this is heating up, do you have some of the stories from everybody?
We have stories.
Let's
Hold
check
on.
over there. You go over there, and I'll
go over here. Hi, peeps. C'est moi. Smoking in the bathroom. Yeah.
Like the boys' room?
Smoking in the boys' room.
Yep. Algorithm.
Duyan is the dumbest thing Audrey Ivory did. That's not nice. Chef Duyan is awesome. Silly lady. Got drunk on a field trip and passed out in a public washroom.
Oh.
Groovy.
That's
Way
lovely.
to go, Sean. And Joseph Boulanger, yes, the Breakfast Club does insist upon itself.
I insist upon it though as well.
I don't know. Oh, Daniel wants to moosh us. I want to moosh you too. There's going to be so much mooshing when everyone's healthy and certified. Certified healthy. Just so you know, that's what it's going to take for me to smoosh on you. Hey, Dana. Nice to see you.
Hi.
Oh, somebody took over my station. So mean. Don't be sad.
Oh, heavens. Well, I'm
okay.
I live here. I'm alive.
I will beat him later. Just kidding. That's not funny. Okay. I tried. I was making jokes. They weren't good jokes.
Didn't want to
They're
say it
not.
out loud.
Shh. You just did.
All right, come over here.
All right, going over there. Woo.
All right, we're going to make some waffles. So, waffle iron is ready. In this case, again, I like to give it a little bit of that. And now, with this waffle iron, and any waffle iron, I find, unless you have one of those vertical ones, I like to add a little bit of batter in each. And in this case, because I'm trying to get those waffle sticks, I want to make sure this covers every aspect of it. So I'm just going to
give it a zhuzh.
Give it a little bit of a zhuzh, get it all over the place. Let it to fill in all of the crevices. Once I have, that's going to be pretty good. We'll let that sit.
Now, again, if you don't have a waffle iron and you want to do this with pancakes, you can do that. You could try to. The thing is, they're like, again, this is my favorite.
But for pancakes, I like to do more of a rouleau.
I was talking. This is my favorite action tonight. This is the action de soirée. So pancakes are more like this. Waffles are more like this, right? So if you want to do this, you can do it, as Danny said, you could do it as a rouleau, which means make a pancake, put your compote inside and like do a little twisty, like a canapé or a canopy if you're part of my family. You could also make mini pancakes and almost do like a sandwich, so like two little tiny pancakes with some compote in the middle. It might make your bacon cup a bit superfluous, but you could just eat it on the side. No big whoopty, right? So I don't want you to think that you can't make this because you might not have a waffle iron. That is nonsense. Just make pancakes. And so the presentation might be a tiny bit different, but also if you're not quarantining with anybody, or if you are, they probably have seen you at your best worst. So like, if you want to take your pancake and smoosh that up and just eat your compote, I don't think anyone's going to get mad about it. You could pretend it's like Ethiopian food or like Bedouin food. You just take the pancake and scoop up that tasty goodness.
If you do have a waffle iron, or you do make this batter and you make it in the quantity I just made too, one of the things that's nice is this will keep for about 2 days.
In the fridge?
Keep it in the fridge, sealed Tupperware container or in a jar of some sort. And that's really nice because then in the morning you wake up, you want some breakfast, or you want some what? Boom, boom, boom. You make some waffles. They're good to go.
Also, you'll probably notice, like we do as we've talked about, we do a test run on most stuff. Danny made these waffles the other day. I ate them with no butter, no maple syrup. They were there's just the right amount of sweetness.
Just a tiny hint of
that
sweetness.
It was like a nice, not too fattening, sweet snack. But
again, I don't want it to come off that it is sweet because I think it's still got that.
No, it tastes like a waffle, but again, if you don't need everything super, super sweet, which I don't, we've discussed this a few times. It was the perfect snack, just like that. So, no, it's
and
not.
I like this batter too because it gets nice and crispy. It gets, especially when the way we're going to do them right now, is going to get nice and crispy. This, like I say, we're letting it go a little longer than I normally I would put it here probably for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're going to go probably 5 minutes here.
And again, gosh forbid you overcook them. It's a tasty mistake. Yeah. And you'll smell it. Like when stuff starts to burn, you're probably not having a stroke. It probably just
And what's also nice, I'm going to just go into here right now. We're starting to get to the right color. I'm going to let that go. We're sort of getting the right color.
Okay,
but it's starting to, what's nice is it's a waffle. Well, let's let it go, put it back in, let it go for a little bit longer. It's going to be okay.
Don't waffle about it.
No waffle. I also want to, there we are. Come back. Oh, he's Chef Duyan is getting ready. So while we are going to let that...
Do we want to do the world premiere of our new...
Oh, we could definitely... let's do that during the assemble.
All right.
That's, I think, a good thing to do.
Before we assemble our...
Before we assemble our whole thing.
Right.
I just
Hold
think...
out.
I just want to think, I think this is probably good about now. Let's see. Oh, we've got some nice color in there.
Would you like a plate?
Oh, if you... Yes.
Or a cutting board.
No,
what would you
I don't. Well, either way. First, I want a knife. I want to get these out of here.
Put this in here.
Oop.
Excusez-moi.
Ah, those are kind of nice. I could go a little bit longer on those, but now,
I can bring you a cutting board.
We're gonna do that. I'm gonna let them sit. I don't want to touch them right now. They're gonna cool a little bit, so we're just gonna let them sit right now. Here, put that up.
Hold on. Attention. Momento.
There we go. We'll let those sit. And then while that's doing, while you're waiting for some waffles, it's always a great idea to just make
more waffles.
Make more waffles.
When life gives you waffle batter.
Ooh, that's a good saying. We should get
T-shirts.
It
really is. We should get T-shirts. We have a few things actually to announce tonight.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly go and do that. Again, as you see, I'm just going to get it in all the crevices.
Get it in the holes.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Get that in there, and we'll let that go.
We're only ever so slightly not kid-friendly. We're getting better, I think.
While that's sitting...
It's happening. Make it happen. I'm so excited for this to happen. Like, I can't even tell you. Actually,
we've been talking, everybody. Go ahead.
Never mind. You go ahead. I can't even tell you, so he's going to tell you.
We've been asking people in every show. We're saying if you want to be on the show, get some ideas. I had the lovely benefit of being on this gentleman's show, his live streaming show, Comedy Confessional, last Sunday. It's always over on Instagram, and I said. And he puts out these amazing music videos. He's not only a brilliant, and ladies and gentlemen, he put out this music video. We saw it and said, can we put it on the show? We want to put it on the show so badly.
Pause. We saw it, we lived together, but we saw it individually.
I was in the bathroom. Which
often happens. We'll both be watching something. And not a word of a lie, he came out of the bathroom. I was sitting at the counter, and we both said, have you seen this? So that's normally a pretty good sign. Not that our opinion is so important, but
it's important to me.
It's pretty important. And So without further dudes, again.
Time on our show.
So we're excited.
The amazing Ben Cardilli and his robot friends. Oh, you're back.
No, wrong, bad.
All my friends are robot friends.
Just me and my robot friends. Square heat while the oblong blends. I'll never be lonely when I'm surrounded by my new robot friends.
I knew some people, now they all live in my phone. Not what it seems, oh man, I never feel alone. Got my buddies all around me, some are plastic, some are chrome. And they're always down to party, long as we keep it at home. They sip the juice, I'm sipping gin. We getting loose, because we're friends. See, they all have things to offer. Some are showers, some are poppers. When it comes to picking crew, I've always been a clever shopper. Now it's
just me and my robot friends. Square heat while the oblong blends. I'll never be lonely when I'm surrounded by my new robot friends.
Let me tell you about this one guy that I know. He goes by the Eastern name of Nintendo. He likes to play. He lets me win. He's into games. Is that a sin? I don't think so, baby. Tommy Trimmer, he just wants to see my face. Doesn't like it when my beard gets in the way. Envy Prince, Betty toasts, Sony spins. You heard the boast, get this party started.
Just me and my robot friends. Square heat while the oblong blends. I'll never be lonely when I'm surrounded by my new robot friends.
So polite,
just me and my robot friends. Square heat while the oblong plans. I'll never be lonely when I'm surrounded by my new robot friends.
Nice and clean.
My new robot friends.
What a treat.
My new robot friends. I'll never be lonely when I'm surrounded by my new robot friends.
Do I have to bring it?
There we go. Ben Cardilli.
Ideally, yay! I dare you not to have that stuck in your head for the next, I don't know how many
Yes.
hours. I was walking around the house all day yesterday
All right.
thinking about robot friends.
We are going to assemble this lovely dish. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Let that under. Oh,
Nope.
shit. Hit the wrong.
No, I
that,
hit the-
there, we're back.
there we go.
Whoa, that's the wrong button. There we are, the right button.
That's about chill.
All right. So, everything now is ready. We're just going to assemble.
Do you
So,
like a fly cam?
I like to actually have this knife. Yeah, you can do fly cam, but if you want.
Or are you better over there?
Yeah,
Actually, you know, this is a
fly
good...
cam. Okay, yeah, sure. No, I don't have to. Now, with this, actually, quickly fly cam for one thing.
Okay.
When I cut this, you can. Oh. Yeah,
I didn't think that was... Uh-oh.
No.
I know,
Let's
but...
go back to that
Let's
first.
go back to that. My phone closed. So I don't
You're on
know.
the wrong app.
I didn't change the app, Lovey.
Yeah, no, but it is on the wrong app.
I
so
understand.
So never mind. So we're going to take our waffle. One of the things, if you can get those waffle irons that actually do make waffle strips. That's fantastic. If you don't, I like to make sure that when I'm doing these, I will cut just on the outside of that internal spine, so I get sort of some structure in here. It does mean that your middle one has the least amount of structure. It may be your throwaway stick.
Don't throw away your sticks. Just eat them. They're still
Yes.
tasty.
So we're just going to take 3 like that. Oops.
Can we...
And
You asked me to fly cam and now
well,
you're...
just don't stand so close to me.
Oh.
And there we are. So we're going to take those are my
All right,
little-
going back to the main cam.
little waffle sticks. There we have that. We have our bacon cup in there, as you can see. And now, for some dippable, we're just going to fill that up with a little compote. The jammier this is, the better. The easier it is to dip. There we go.
Also, friends, if you didn't eat all of your whipped cream...
Yes. Do you want me to make a little extra?
You can make a little extra whipped
I can
cream.
make a little extra whipped cream.
You can make an extra whipped cream. I lost my beverage. Not that it's got any beverage left in it, but...
While you're doing, let me just
Look,
make a
this
little
is-
bit extra whipped cream for that.
This is almost the least amount I've had to drink since we started this. So, God forbid we should keep going on that tack. I'm just going to tip a little makers in here. I'm still not over that video. It's so brilliant.
It's so good.
Also, everyone who is on the show is on the socials. And of course, right now, off the top of my head, I don't have everyone's handle, but we will put it on the Stir Crazy Facebook page. Go and follow these wonderfully talented people. They make me happy in my soul. Oops, and I will get out of the way because I keep getting jostled about. Now I'm going back this way. So yeah, Ben Cardilli, honestly, dude.
Fantastic. So good.
So good. Yeah. I'm gonna make some. Oh, sorry, hold on. I'm falling down on the job here.
Yeah, so these are, like I say, these are a great thing to make. They're super easy. And again, the compote is just a nice way of making it a sort of sweet snack with the savory of the bacon in it. And I love to let it sit in that bacon for a little bit. You want to get a little bit of you want to get let it sit in there so the salt sort of from the bacon mixes a little bit with that apple compote. We're going. It's almost there. It's so close.
I wish I was allowed to wear pasties for this show.
This is perfect.
Oh, that is consistency, perfection. Check that
right,
puppy out.
so we
No, I like mine on the plate, please.
Well, how do you know that was for you?
Well, it's closest to me. it would have been foolish for me to assume that that was mine. Thank you. That is beautiful. I'm just going to, one more time with the fly cam, just come in overhead here.
I like to add a little bit on the apple, just so you can also get that sort of creaminess. Let it mix with the apple a little bit.
Look at that.
Got it in there. Yeah.
Spritzing your stuff all over the place. Huh?
So there we have that. Gonna get that.
You get that in there.
Oh.
If any of you are doing this with pancakes, let us know how it's going.
Yeah.
And again, you just get in there with your fingers. Who cares? That is a tasty treat.
That is delicious.
And you can also do this.
So, waffle dippers instead of an apple compote inside of a bacon cup with a maple cream. It's absolutely delicious.
Also, I wouldn't get to destroying this just yet because you still want it to have some like structural integrity.
Yeah.
But once you've eaten most of it, you can just get in there with your knife and fork or your fingers and like
just pull it apart.
That's gonna be tasty.
Get smoked. Yeah. This, like I say, with the waffle dipper like this, you can just serve as is, and you can let whoever you're serving it to use the waffle as sort of, it's the implement du jour.
Implement du jour, yeah.
Implement du jour. But, you know, it can also be served with a fork and knife.
And if you love the flavor of this, but you're like, that presentation doesn't really speak to me, that's cool. Make your bacon like the way you'd normally make your bacon, and you can serve this just the waffles whole with some compote on top with some whipped cream.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be this. We just thought this was a fun little take on soldiers or whatever.
Soldiers, like a dip soldiers,
like
or
a sweet soldier.
or like a caramel and apple dip kind of thing.
Duyan.
We should check in with Chef Duyan.
We absolutely do.
Let me just double check that he is awake while you are.
He's awake. Duyan, can you hear? This is so good.
G2G.
I'm sorry, like I want to save some of this for later, and it kind of upsets me that we started this episode saying that I don't eat breakfast for dinner, but
Yeah.
really good.
All right.
Oh, there's a
You're coming back to your cool.
there's action
right.
happening over there. There's so much going on.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm just going to quickly, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to quickly go back to Chef Duyan. Boo.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us, Chef Duyan?
I can hear you.
Fantastic.
So,
Did you make?
so what do you think?
Did you make any dippers? Oh, look what you made there. Those
Yeah, see?
Chocolate croissant.
Pretty impressive. I'm all made in the air fryer, 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 minutes.
What?
Talk to us about your texture. What's the texture like?
Like his food texture,
No, like
or
not
his
not
actual
his
texture?
actual. I mean, if you want to talk to us about your actual physical texture, you can do that. But are they crispy, Chef Duyan?
They're crispy. They're chocolatey, because as you see, the Jello pudding inside nicely blend with the dough. So it's very good.
Oh, I noticed an anonymous hand just came in and stole your second chocolate croissant. So clearly, they must be delicious.
Wow.
Delicious.
Chef Duyan, those
So,
look absolutely fine.
yeah, they're fine. The full recipe and all the steps will be available on the Steer Crazy Facebook page, of course.
Oh, thank you
So
very much, Chef.
feel free to do it at home.
Yes. Chef Duyan, do you know what you're going to have for us next?
I don't know. We'll see.
We might have to pay for another cooking
We'll
class.
see. We will find it. Well, the first ones worked out so well.
They did.
Yeah, no, we have many ideas. We'll see. We'll see what the team is. We'll see what I find in the fridge.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Chef Duyan, for sharing your expertise with us.
Chef
No
Duyan,
problem.
Oh, I have one. Sorry, I have one last question for Chef Duyan.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
if the people cooking at home with us do not have an air fryer, can these be made in the oven?
Yes, they can be made in the oven.
Can they be made
300 degrees.
Stop it, please answer.
I don't think you can do that in the refrigerator, no.
I don't think so either. Chef
No.
Duyan.
Regular oven, 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 to 10 minutes. Perfectly.
Wow.
Crispy, chocolatey.
Sounds great. Thank you again one more time, Chef Doyen. We will see you next time.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.
See you guys.
Son of a bitch. There we are. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to turn it back because I have to mute us when we go to Chef Duyan. And then we are, I know. Stop.
All right, Audrey, because you couldn't hear us because we were on mute, thank you for calling us live and letting us know. For those of you who missed that last statement, when we're on with Chef Duyan, we have to mute ourselves. And then I guess we've just been forgetting to unmute ourselves. But we're here now. Hi.
Oh, we have sound again. Sorry. Sorry. So we lost everybody, but we're going to cut one more time. You had announcements that none of that was caught.
Oh, none of that. Okay.
None of that was
it's
caught.
good because the one announcement that I made that I shouldn't have made, you guys missed. Anyway, so that's cool. So, little announcement. Look, keep your eyes open for some Stir Crazy merch. That'll be coming soon. As I explained before, for those of you who read lips, I do happen to run a merch company, and we're just waiting on some stuff because some people are open, some people are closed. But we're going to get that going. A couple of funky little items that you can, for purchase.
Make yourself stir crazy.
To support your Stir Crazy buddies over here, if that's of interest. So
that's happening.
That's
Plus another
happening.
thing is coming up.
We're just working out the details of that.
A big announcement.
I almost, but
yeah, that's good. She had a do-over.
It's really good. I got a mulligan, I think the
mulligan.
golfers call that. But also, we were just kind of saying, come and follow us on YouTube because the more followers we have, the better our self-esteem is.
No. But like I said, with YouTube, there's a lot of new stuff that's going to be coming to YouTube. If you want to know about it before anybody else, and some of it you'll only know about it if you subscribe to us. Subscribe over on our YouTube channel, Stir Crazy Show. Follow us over on the Facebook page as well.
And some of the videos that, Sexy Woman Eats Food for a Minute, those are up there. Our promos are up there.
Yeah, if you want to see a bunch of our old stuff, including some of the old shows.
Or if this is your first time and you're like, what? They've done this for 7 weeks? What? You can go to YouTube and it's all there.
See what we've been doing.
So no more what? Just all the content.
Also, twitch.tv/Stir Crazy Show. Lots of stuff over there if you want to see a good place to see all of our live stuff. It's really easy to go through. You don't want to navigate through a bunch of stuff. That's always a great thing to do. The more you subscribe, if you go to the Facebook and you subscribe, you'll also get reminders for when our show is showing up as well.
Just in case you're like us and you don't really know what day it is.
Yeah.
The Facebook machine will tell you.
So if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button right now. That'll help. That'll make it really easy for you.
Do it now. Wait, wait, hold on.
Well, you're going to see it on, not right now, but you'll see it on the replay of this. Do it now. But there'll be a subscribe button, I think, down below somewhere here. Over here. I don't know. This maybe that. I think it's over that side. I think it's down that side.
Either way, subscribe.
Subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the show.
It has been.
We want to thank our guests tonight.
Thank you, Galadriel Caress.
Chef Duyan, of course.
And Ben Cardilli, your inaugural appearance on our show.
Amazing.
Follow all of these people on the socials. Follow us on the socials.
We haven't talked about next week.
We have not talked about next week.
Next week.
There will be a next week.
Next week will be we have a theme that's sort of a little secretive about.
Are we being secretive about it?
We're being a little bit secretive about it, but I think this will be a cool little theme.
Is that the international symbol for secretive?
No.
Okay. Just wondering. I mean, if they could have learned something else, then...
Yes. No, I'm sorry.
Why'd you just give our audience the finger? That wasn't nice.
They know why.
You know what you did.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this has been Stir Crazy Sans Cassette.
I am Elle Diabloe.
And I'm the Divine Danny D. And come back and we'll talk to you next week.
I'm going to go eat breakfast for dinner because apparently that's a thing I do now.
And I'm going to drink some whipped cream.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Just hang on to it.
Hold on, just plug in my butt.
Oh, you're plugging your butt.
Oh, you have to plug in my butt. Oh, hi.
We checked the time.
We checked the time and realized
we were sank a cease 67.
C'était 6 et 56.
56.
Alors, il nous restait un autre 4 minutes.
So.
Mais moi, j'ai déjà unplugged mon microphone, so I have to just...
Here, we're good.
Oh, just...
This is we're doing it the sexy way. Doing it the sexy
Just
way.
taking stuff out of
There
my
you are.
butt. Oh,
Here you go.
yeah. Hold on. Oh.
And as we do this, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We're back.
Hi.
We didn't want to cheat you of those last 2 minutes.
Is there anyone still here? I don't know.
In that last 2 minutes, El Diablo will recite a poem.
Oh, boy.
Thanks, everybody.